Hi guys, in this video we are going to take a look at solving a quadratic equation using a quadratic formula. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that the equation is expressed in standard form. What that means is everything is on the left hand side and there is 0 on the right hand side. Once you make sure that's the case, then you can identify a, b, and c. So a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the number. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the Desmos calculator here in the resources. And I already entered these, so I'm just going to change the numbers. So a equals 13, b equals 3, c equals 15. And then Desmos will automatically display the discriminant b squared minus 4ac. So that will go into this blank. Now, unfortunately, the discriminant is negative. And I say unfortunately is because that means that you do not have any real solutions. So if the discriminant is positive, you have two real solutions. If discriminant is 0, you have only one double root, we call it. Okay, and then if the discriminant is negative, you're going to have two complex conjugates. So we're going to have to carefully write them out. So this calculator at this point will not be useful to us. So I'm going to just close it. And let me put it side by side with the notes. So let me write down the quadratic formula. So this is going to be negative b plus square root of d divided by 2a. That's the first solution. And then we have the conjugate, which is going to be negative square root of d divided by 2a. Now let's carefully substitute what's what. And if there is anything negative, you have to put it in parentheses when you substitute. So in my case, there's nothing negative, so b is 3. So this would be negative 3 plus square root of negative 771. And then divide that by 2a. So 2 and a is 13. Okay, so I did that, and I'm going to do exact same thing here. So this is going to be negative 3 minus square root of negative 771 divided by 2 times 13. Now, the question is, what do I do with this particular negative that is under the root? So you should know that square root of negative 1, first of all, the minus you cannot just pull out of the root. That does not work. This is going to be undefined because there is no real number that you can multiply by itself and get a negative 1. So this is a special number called imaginary unit. It's actually not real, but imaginary. Square root of negative 1 is I. So what that means is that I can simplify this root by breaking it apart. So think of negative 771 as negative 1 multiplied by 771. And then I can just split it. So you can split a square root at a times. You cannot split it at a plus sign or minus sign, but you can split it at a times or divide. And what this means is that this part is I. And so when you get rid of the negative under the square root, you have to multiply it by I. So this is going to look like this. Square root of 771i divided by 26. And then this is going to be the same, minus square root of 771i divided by 26. Now, sometimes they would require you to put it in the form a plus bi, but I don't require it. So I'm just going to put it just like that. So let's click on the fraction. On the top, we're going to type negative 3, then plus square root of 771. Make sure you click on the right arrow to get out of the root, and then you can either type or click on I, because this is complex numbers. And then you divide it by 26. That's the first solution. Then a comma. Then I'm going to copy paste this so I don't have to actually enter it again, and just paste it here. And then I put a minus. And let's see if that works. All right.